It's September, and Bitdefender have announced their new version for 2016. It is supposed to have better protection features, including a brand new ransomware module. So let's test it out. Here's the full review of Bitdefender Total Security 2016. This is the new face of Bitdefender Total Security. Let me know what you think of their user interface in the comments below. In my opinion, it is not the most attractive, but definitely very functional. You can do your update right here, which I'm going to do right now. And you can start a quick scan, a vulnerability scan, use their Safe Pay feature, use their Startup Optimizer, one-click optimizer. Since this is their Total Security version, it comes with all the bells and whistles. And if you want to go down to the details, here are all their modules. You've got protection, privacy, and different tools. Now this is an interesting module they've decided to add in this version, that is ransomware protection. So as we all know, ransomware encrypts valuable files and then demands a ransom to unlock your documents or whatever that is encrypted. So Bitdefender have come up with this really nice module because ransomware is really difficult to deal with from a security perspective or a program perspective. Unless you prevent it from encrypting the files in the first place, there is very little chance that you'll ever be able to decrypt it. Now, there are some decryptors for popular ransomware, but in many cases, you're not going to be able to recover your files. So that is why it is always better to be safe than sorry. And Bitdefender have included a protection module which allows you to add any of your valuable or important folders. Let's say we want to protect our documents. Actually, documents are already protected, so you don't really need to do anything. But let's say I wanted to protect my downloads. So all you do is you just add the folder over here, and all these folders are going to be protected, and it's not going to let the ransomware encrypt them. So this is a really nice addition, I think, to lock down important files. Goes well with the other features that Bitdefender currently has. Of course, you've got the signatures and the other things to prevent ransomware in the first place, but in case it goes past everything, you've still got this thing locking down your important documents so that you're never going to be in that hostage situation. So now let's take a look at their antivirus. It's very similar to what we saw in the last version. They've got active threat control, or active virus control as they used to call it before, and it's set on normal. This is kind of like a behavioral blocking feature, so I like that. Then they've got their web protection, an improved search advisor, and of course phishing protection and all that kind of stuff. Intrusion detection is turned on and it's set to permissive. We'll see how that performs in the 0-day test. And then they have a firewall. So far, I've not really noticed a major slowdown while using this product. We'll see how it performs as the test goes on. I'm not going to do a RAM test because it is misleading, and RAM does not correctly depict the performance impact of products these days. So I'm not going to do that deliberately. Now, this is their one-click optimizer. I'm not really interested, so I'm just going to cancel that. Now let's get started with the protection test. We have some malicious links here. We'll try them out, and we'll see if Bitdefender is able to protect us from all this nasty malware. These are all 0-day, hopefully. So let's get started. Here's our first link. It should download a file. Double extension, pdf.exe. We see these a lot. And it looks like Bitdefender's web blocking feature has blocked this web page. So let's continue. Link number 2, here we go. This page is blocked as well. Just keep in mind that Bitdefender's web module, in fact the entire product, does rely heavily on the cloud. And that makes sense because especially the web module, it's going to be needed only when you're connected to the internet, so it makes sense that they have moved most of the web signatures to the cloud. So that way you have offline protection where you need it, and you don't have unnecessary web signatures wasting space when they can be stored on the cloud. But what that can do is, if you have a really slow internet connection, it can slow things down a little bit. This page is also blocked. Now I believe this is some kind of adware, downloader, screensavers. I mean, this is a very common type of threat these days. Let's see if it's actually malicious, and if it tries to do anything that's either totally annoying or if it drops any other kind of malware. It's almost done. Let's go ahead and run it. And it appears to be a setup. Let's see if any malicious part of the setup gets blocked. This is the README file, and it did open a screensaver, so maybe it's legit. We'll find out. But I didn't see any malicious behavior there. So let's go ahead and try the next link. This is blocked by the web prevention module as well. Let's move on. Few more links to go. So far, I haven't seen anything really malicious, but we did see that one file that was able to run, but then again, it did open up a screensaver, so maybe it wasn't malware after all. This link is also blocked. Let's proceed. Once again, good job by Bitdefender. Now, of course, this is no real surprise to me, since Bitdefender are known for their really good signatures. So, I mean, even though these links are 0-day, it is likely that Bitdefender have all of these links in their databases. Once again, blocked. In case you guys didn't watch the video, we had a very similar result when I tested Bitdefender free a week or so ago, and it also blocked all the links. And that's what we're seeing with Bitdefender Total Security as well. But before we declare that this was a clean sheet, we need the approval of our second opinion scanner. So I'm going to verify whether or not this machine is truly clean, because we do have some kind of weird shortcut on our desktop, and the location where this is being installed at System 32 does arouse a bit of suspicion. So I'll be back with the results of our second opinion scanners. Hitman Pro and Malwarebytes didn't find any threats, and VirusTotal claims that this file is clean. So I guess that concludes our link test. Bitdefender managed a clean sheet. But on a side note, I would like to mention that there were some compatibility issues with Malwarebytes and Bitdefender. Actually, I was unable to update Malwarebytes with Bitdefender turned on, so I had to turn various components off. I'm not exactly sure which module was interfering with it or stopping it from updating, but most likely it was the intrusion detection system, because the firewall was not interfering. I checked that first. So something else was blocking Malwarebytes from being able to update. So hopefully this issue will be resolved either by Bitdefender or by Malwarebytes in the near future. So let's move on to the next part of the test. That is the file detection part, and then we're going to do a short zero-day test. In fact, if Bitdefender does get a really high detection ratio and we don't get enough files to do the zero-day test, I'll have to disable some of the components so that we can individually check out the zero-day protection. So for the moment, I'm going to turn off their antivirus. And now we can grab our files. Here we have 500 items. As you can see, all of them are malicious. First of all, I'm going to do a right-click scan, and let's see what kind of detection ratio Bitdefender manages here. Bitdefender do have a really good reputation in this department. A lot of companies use their engine, so let's see what kind of detection they're capable of. The scan was a bit on the slow side, so I guess there's some room for optimization there, but it has detected 499 issues, and I'm going to select delete for all of them. And it didn't remove any threats, so it is much slower compared to some other popular products like Avast or MCSoft or Avira. But then again, maybe they're doing a deeper scan to maybe scan inside packages and things like that. I'm not aware of all the technical details, so I can't really say, but I'm sure the scan speed and the removal speed can be improved. The removal process was fairly slow, but slow and steady wins the race, you know. And it looks like Bitdefender has done a really good job here, and we're left with only one file. That means a detection ratio of 99.8%, which is very impressive considering these are today's samples. So let's go ahead and re-enable Bitdefender before executing this file. I'm not sure if it made it through. I'm not seeing any alert from Bitdefender about this one. It's running in memory. And then it quits. I'm not sure if it's doing something or whether it's just failing to load. In any case, we're just going to reboot the system, run CCleaner, and run our second opinion scanners. If we don't find anything, I'm going to get a few more files so that we can really test out Bitdefender's zero-day defenses. Both our second opinion scanners, Malwarebytes and Hitman Pro, have detected a couple of PUP traces. That could be because of the last file that we ran, but apart from that, the system is clean more or less, and I'm not seeing any active malware. So it's almost a clean sheet, but it did let one of these files get through. But it doesn't really do anything, I guess, because it's not active. So you can call it a clean sheet if you like, it's all up to you. I'm just doing the test. The interpretation of the results is partially up to the viewer. So now I'm going to do a more extensive zero-day test, just so that we can get to see more of the zero-day components like the intrusion prevention system and the active virus control in action. But for this test, I'm going to change this setting a little bit. I'm going to turn it on to medium. By the way, the reason intrusion detection was turned off right now is because I had to do the Malwarebytes scan. So I'm pretty sure now the intrusion detection system, or IDS, is interfering with the update process with Malwarebytes. Probably something that can be fixed, hopefully in a future update. So we're going to do it at medium setting instead of permissive. So let's see how this goes. So now I'm going to disable their signatures. I wish there was an easier way to turn things on and off, but I mean, who needs to do that every day? Now we're all on 0-day components. So I'm just gonna grab some random samples. Maybe they're all, doesn't really matter because we're not even using the signature component. So now let's run these files and see what Bitdefender can do without its signatures. That is, if you were to be hit first by this malware before Bitdefender found it. Something was blocked here, malicious application, and something's being disinfected. Looks like it got rid of those. Let's try running this one. This is probably another kind of adware. Let's grab a few more files. In fact, let's just use some of the files that we used today for the detection test. Something else just got detected. I'm going to give Bitdefender some time to deal with these threats. Let's grab 4 more. And that is going to be all. So now that we've executed all these files, I'm going to pause the video and I'll let the machine run, and Bitdefender can do its disinfection or removal as long as it wants. And once I stop seeing these alerts, I'm still going to let the machine run for a while, and then I'll reboot the system, delete all these things on the desktop, and we'll do our second opinion scans again and see how well Bitdefender's 0-day components fared. After letting the system run and doing some second opinion scans, it's clear that no other threats have been detected. Let me pull up Hitman Pro as well. In fact, I did a scan, but let's do it again. So as you can see, I ran McAfee Stinger, Hitman Pro, Malwarebytes, and no new threats have been detected. These are the same threats we have already seen, but nothing new. So it looks like Bitdefender's 0-day components did a really good job. So once again, a really solid performance by Bitdefender. Also, I think it's a great product for novice users because it didn't ask me for any kind of actions. I mean, it took all the decisions by itself. I was informed, but I was never asked to make a decision. And that was with autopilot turned off. So if you turn on autopilot, it's completely automated. And that's great for a lot of users. Some advanced users may want some more control. So, I mean, Bitdefender is not really geared towards more control. It's all about automated protection. And, well, in that, I think it's one of the best. So hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know what your thoughts are on Bitdefender Total Security 2016. And if you do decide to buy Bitdefender, you can go to their official website or use the link in the description and use the PC Security channel as a coupon code, and you're going to get a 35% exclusive discount on all their products: Total Security, Internet Security, antivirus, or even antivirus for Mac. This is also going to give me a small kickback, so you can support the PC Security channel this way. Once again, thank you for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay secure.